start with you, Abhishek. Quite clearly, I want to start off this debate quite clearly. It's a very important visit, right? And I think the most important thing which comes out of this visit is we have an edge. We have a moral edge. We have an edge today because exactly what we said a month back. They don't look at Afghanistan short term is what is being recognized by the world as the appropriate attitude to have. I mean, it's India's position of being cagey with a Talibanized, Afghanistan, vis-a-vis China's approach of being over-enthusiastic about a short-term deal with the Taliban. That's the context, I feel, in which the Prime Minister, conducts this particular trip. You agree with that? Is that also the way it's being viewed in Washington?
Well, Arnab, Washington has engaged with the Prime Minister from the word go in the sense of change establishment. President Biden has spoken to Prime Minister Modi 6 times off and on, including 2 summits. You remember one Quad summit has already happened, but that was virtually. Now it is happening in person for the first time. Also, Arnab, this is the first time Prime Minister is traveling outside of his neighborhood since the pandemic has struck, and he's traveling to the United States. And it's not just for the UNGA. There is a Quad summit, and more importantly, there is a bilateral summit between Prime Minister Modi and President Biden. So that in effect gives you an idea of the importance that Washington has really attached to New Delhi and to Prime Minister Modi's visit, that on a trip to in September, which is typically just about UNGA, President Biden is extending a bilateral summit as well for the Prime Minister. Apart from that, there is a COVID summit happening tomorrow in which Prime Minister and President Biden would be together, and then the Quad summit where they would be together. So couple of occasions, more than a couple of occasions, where the 2 leaders would be engaging both one-on-one and with other leaders. What is important is, Arnab, that though there is no diaspora event, Prime Minister's list of engagements is chock-a-block. So he is meeting Vice President Kamala Harris, apart from President Biden, and then he's having a bilateral with Prime Minister Scott Morrison of Australia, and then he's having another bilateral with Prime Minister Suga of Japan. So in that sense, this is a high voltage, high octane diplomatic engagement that the Prime Minister is going to have in Washington, D.C. And the short-term thing, I'm not even mentioning, for example, the fact that President Biden has not even called Prime Minister Imran Khan of Pakistan even once. So for all the bragging, so to say, we saw at the end of ISI chief, for example, when he landed in Kabul, their Prime Minister has not been called even once. And perhaps that's why Imran Khan is not even traveling to New York or Washington, D.C. to participate in the UNGA or not being given an audience. So, but keep that aside. I mean, that's not even a competition. There are a lot of important issues. Afghanistan happens to be a very important one. But apart from that, the manner in which the Chinese have really conducted themselves through the pandemic, the arrogance with which they have behaved, their conduct in Ladakh, in the Indo-Pacific. So for that reason, the Quad becomes very important. And I think apart from that, as I said, the bilateral partnership taking new shape under President Biden, who, by the way, hosted Prime Minister Modi for lunch in 2016 and was chairing the joint session of the Congress, which Prime Minister Modi had addressed. Arnab.